Hey guys, it's Connor here. Today we're going to be looking at special education, more accurately, traumatic brain injuries. And to help, I've picked out a few movies that I watched over the week. One is Overboard from 1987, and the other is Spider-Man 3. To start us off, I need to think about what exactly is amnesia and how does it relate to traumatic brain injuries. Amnesia, or simply memory loss, is a condition in which individuals have the inability to remember things for a prolonged period of time. This is normally caused by an injury to the brain, likely caused by a blow to the head. Though forgetting your identity is a common plot device in movies and TV shows, that's not generally the case in real-life amnesia. Instead, people with amnesia, also called amnestic syndrome, usually know who they are, but they may have trouble learning new information and forming new memories. Individuals with amnesia cannot retain new information. A lot of their newer and more recent memories might be lost while older memories are spared. Here's an excerpt that I found from MayoClinic.org. It says that head injuries that cause a concussion, whether from a car accident or sports, can lead to confusion and problems remembering new information. This is especially common in the early stages of recovery. Mild head injuries typically do not cause lasting amnesia, but more severe head injuries may cause permanent amnesia. Another rare type of amnesia, called dissociative psychogenic amnesia, stems from emotional shock or trauma, such as being the victim of a violent crime. In this disorder, a person may lose personal memories and autobiographical information that usually only briefly. Here's some CAT scan images I found online, some depicting TBIs. CAT scans can help detect whether or not memory loss was affected by traumatic brain injuries or not. They are good for early testing and they're significantly cheaper than MRI scans, making them more accessible to the general public. When I was little, I hit my head really hard during a Christmas Eve party. It turns out I had a hemorrhage in my forehead and we needed to run to the hospital for a CAT scan. Fortunately, none of the damages were lasting, aside from the fact that I don't remember anything that happened that night. And it does not seem to have influenced my education whatsoever. Here are a few different types of amnesia to keep the ball rolling. Retrograde amnesia is the inability to remember old memories. Anterograde amnesia is the ability to make new memories. This case appears to be more common and is the variation that I've seen the most of. The first movie we're going to be looking at is Overboard. The main character of the movie falls off of her yacht and presumably hits her head, though it's never specified, as when she's in the hospital, the doctors speculate that it could have been the shock of the water causing her to lose her memory, which falls in line with the sense of shock. As such, when she's in the hospital, she does not remember who she is or does she recall the traumatic brain injury. So when her husband gets down there to visit her, he makes no association with her whatsoever, essentially leaving her on her own for carpenter to come in and help her. Here is the video clip of her falling off the yacht. So as she finally gets home from the hospital, it becomes apparent that Joanna has forgotten how to perform simple tasks to an extent, such as cooking and other chores around the house. With this in mind, and also considering her snooty, rich status, it's uncertain as to whether or not she was actually capable of doing either of these things beforehand. She regains her memories after seeing her real husband. The doctor told her that her memory would come back suddenly, and upon realizing that, she feels astounded and overjoyed until she figures out the change behind her new life. Could this be a common occurrence in amnesia? In the second movie, Spider-Man 3, one of the side characters, Harry Osborn, hits his head several times before finally hitting the ground. He's immediately rushed to the hospital, and when they get there, it's revealed that he has memory impairment in the form of short-term memory loss. He remembers the death of his father, but nothing after that. Every other memory that was recent has been completely compromised, leaving him to remember his friends, who he is, and basically all of his high school memories. I thought that this point was really interesting. It says, I feel like I've been gone for a really long time, and now I'm finally back home. Could this have been an allusion to his bitterness prior to the accident? Or was he actually put under comatose when he went unconscious? I'll show the clip of him hitting his head now. That was pretty brutal, wasn't it? Fortunately for him, it wasn't all bad. He seemed to learn that he had unconscious reflexes. His memory loss has seemed to completely erase a majority of the memories that he had of his father, which, to an extent, is a good thing because his father wasn't really the best person in the world. If you've watched the movies, you would understand. He also claims that he feels free after being bumped on the head, which is really interesting to me. It makes you wonder if he was actually suffering from memory loss or if he was faking it to an extent. And it takes having a conversation or perhaps a vision of his deceased father for him to finally snap out of his memory loss. And when he does that, he becomes angry. And that brings us into amnesia and behavior. Here's another excerpt that I got from markmanuals.com. People have difficulty remembering names and where they are going and why. These problems cause frustration, and people with amnesia often feel very confused and get lost. Here's another one from Healthline. People who have even mild amnesia may experience a diminished quality of life. It may be challenging to perform daily work and social activities due to the difficulty of recalling previous memories and creating new ones. The article also notes that lost memories might not ever be recovered and that individuals with amnesia require constant supervision. More on that in a bit. And then a third excerpt from ShareCare is amnesia usually has no long-term effects on the body, but it may wreak havoc on the personal and social life of someone who is suffering from it. The irritability, frustration, and confusion that accompany memory loss can affect the individual as well as the friends and family around them. In extreme cases, a person with long-term severe memory loss may need supervision in a residential setting. So how could this affect education? Well, people with amnesia have a very hard time learning and remembering new information as a result of interrogated amnesia. In real life amnesia, it is not common for people to forget things about themselves or forget things that have happened to them in the past. In general, people with amnesia just have a hard time maintaining new information. And after doing some brief research, I learned that individuals with amnesia can still learn and acquire new skills. It just takes extended practice, per se. However, it is much harder for them to do so. Any information that was once long-term will remain intact, but teaching students with amnesia new information, such as something in the past, might be compromised. As such, it might be beneficial to help students write notes and reminders on some of the information that they retain, just so even if they forget, they'll still have the information. Another thing that I've noticed is that cognitive therapy is a very good means of helping them retain information because it is directly working with students on their cognitive abilities, such as memories and basic functions. Really. Before we close, I'd like to throw in another interesting quote that I found from Kids Frontiers. The kind of information a person is trying to learn is also important. In particular, people with amnesia have a hard time remembering new facts and events. For example, a person with amnesia will have a hard time learning a new fact from a textbook at school. To summarize everything that we've learned, amnesia can severely hinder a student's ability to maintain new memories and information, but it does not make it impossible for said student to learn. It just takes additional practice and steps, such as directly working with the kid, or perhaps having an intervention specialist assist you on the matter. But regardless, students with amnesia can still function just like anyone else can.